This is an instructional video describing how to do the assignment that was assigned in class the other day. I asked everyone to do a pie chart showing the eye color of the students, also descriptive statistics, and a bar graph that represented everybody's miles from their place of birth. Before we do any of that, the first thing that you guys need to do is to make sure that you have data analysis available. You'll do that by clicking on the data tab up here at the top, and you should see on this side over here something that says data analysis. Very frequently, if you use a computer in one of our computer labs, for whatever reason, it does not appear. To get that up here, this is what you have to do. You have to go over to File, click on Options, Add-ins, because it's an add-in that people don't ordinarily use. And down here it says Excel Add-ins. You click Go, and you need to click these top two boxes, and then OK. And once you do that, you will see Data Analysis appear, and of course this is what you need to be able to complete the assignment. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is create the pie chart for the eye color. As we mentioned the other day, that we can't use these words. These words have to be turned into numbers. And we went into greater specificity and we said those numbers are nominal scale of measurement. So the way I would do it is I would come up here to C, and I would right click on my mouse, and then I would put Insert. And that creates a column for me where I can put my numbers. It would be easier if all of these were sorted, and then I wouldn't have to change numbers as I went down. So to sort this, I can highlight the whole sheet, and then once I do that, I'm going to go to Data, Sort, and it's going to ask me, how do I want to sort? Well, I want to sort it by eye color. It doesn't show eye color until I click on here. I have data in my headers, and then when I click on it, that eye color appears. So I'm going to click on eye color, press OK, and then it sorts all those eye colors and groups them. So I'm going to put I1, and then for the blue, I'm going to put ones. I also mentioned in class there's a faster way of doing this. I can put in 2, press enter, go back and highlight that 2, and drag that down, and that automatically puts in 2, which is a much faster way in some instances. Alright, now I have numbers that correspond with all the different eye colors. To make an eye chart, I'm going to have bins. You recall bins are the containers that we're going to put all of these eye colors in. I have 4 different eye colors, 4 different numbers corresponding to them, so my bin numbers have to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with that information, I can begin to do the pie chart. What we have to do is we have to go to Data Analysis, Histogram, click OK, and these are all the input data. Put my cursor in here, and these are on my bins. I do have labels in the first row for both the eye color and the bin numbers. Output range simply says, where do you want me to put the data? I'm going to put my cursor in here, and then I'm going to click on a cell. I'm going to click on this cell. I want the results to go right next to my bin. And then I click OK. And that is my frequency distribution, or as Excel calls it, a histogram. You'll notice that it is still highlighted. While it is still highlighted, I can go to Insert, and I can select any one of these, but we're going to do a pie chart. Where is my pie chart? There it is. And I'm just going to do this one, and that is my pie chart of eye color. You'll notice that this has numbers next to these colors down here. I could change that by going up to these bin numbers, and I could type in blue, brown, green, hazel, and then you'll notice that those words show up down here. So here's all my blue, here's all my brown, here's my green eyes, and here's my hazel eyes. And now I've got a very nice pie chart that I can demonstrate or show to someone if they're interested in the eye colors of all my students and research methods. Okay, the next thing we were going to do is to show the descriptive statistics of all of these. To do this descriptive statistics, we're going to go to Data, Data Analysis, Descriptive Statistics, and click OK, and Input Range. So this is my input range. I'm going to take everything and put it in there. And it says output range. That's a lot of stuff, so I'm going to put it on a new worksheet ply. When I click on a new worksheet ply, that means it's going to put it down here on sheet 2. I want summary statistics, so I'm going to check that box and click OK. It contains non-numeric data. And it contains non-numeric data because I did not click labels in first row. Now that I click labels in first row, there I have all the descriptive statistics. As I mentioned before, these are all truncated right here. So if I want to see everything that it says, I can put my cursor on this line between the A and the B. I see a black arrow going to either side, and if I double click, it's going to spread all of those out so that I can see all these statistics now. As we mentioned, this is eye color, this is nominal data. That number doesn't mean anything. Sex is nominal data. That number doesn't mean anything. But this number does. Well, it sort of does. It says on average you guys are 296 miles away from home. But we remember that we have one student who is like almost 4,000 miles away from home, and that person's an outlier, and so that skews that mean. These other two measures, essential tendency, would be a more accurate statistic to use to describe the middleness of all the students and how far they are from their place of birth. You guys are about 66 inches tall on average. Your sleeve length is about 30.6 inches on average. So there we have all our descriptive statistics and all the ones that, well, we've learned up to now. So that takes care of the second portion of the assignment. The last one, we're going to go back to sheet 1, and this we were going to create a bar graph that demonstrated everybody's miles from place of birth. So to do that, I'm going to need bin numbers. I'm going to need bin numbers for the miles. So I'm going to put bin here. I'm going to put bin 1. We're going to start at 0. And I think in class we did 250. Just to be a little bit different, I'm going to do 200 in this instance. The equal sign means a formula follows. I click on the 0, and then I enter a plus, and I enter 200, and I press enter, and now I get 200. If I put the cursor back on that cell and move to this corner here where it turns a solid black, I can drag down and it's going to fill all that in for me. I went too far. I don't need that many, so I'm going to get rid of these right here. Now I have the bin numbers that I'm going to use to create the bar graph demonstrating miles from place of birth. Alright, I'm going to go to data analysis, histogram, OK. Here's my input range. That was a different input range. I need to use this input range, which is the miles. This bin range was for the other one. So I'm going to erase that, and then I'm going to put this bin range. I have labels in my first row. Output range, I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to say put it right here next to these. Click OK, and now I have a histogram or a frequency distribution demonstrating miles from place of birth. While it's highlighted, I can go over here to Insert, click on a bar graph. I'm going to select this one, and now I have, I'll put it down here. a graph demonstrating how everybody is distributed with respect to the miles from the place of birth. If I wanted to change this, I can go up here to this frequency and change that title and say miles from place of birth, and now everybody knows what we're talking about. So that is how you complete this assignment. I think all those instructions are clear enough. If you have any questions, you can always email me. Thank you.